Hi guys, welcome back to another video in this channel. Today we're going to continue with the boots. This is a project that we were working on like a couple of weeks ago, and we haven't finished it. Oh my god. So we're going to finish it right now. Sorry about the focus thing. I've been like having some issues with that. Let's just go to this one. So this is the high sculpting poly that we actually got from a photogrammetry process. If you want to check it out, make sure to check some of the past videos. Again, this was done like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And yeah, today we're going to be doing some retopology, and I thought it would be going to be a great time to teach you the kind of things that you need to look when doing retopology. When I was doing the sci-fi retopology process, it was a little bit like fast, and I was trying to get as much done as quickly as possible. But that's not usually what you need to do. You need to be very, very precise on where and how you place your edge loop. So I'm going to show you with this prop, which is a perfectly usable prop for like a game or something, how and where I would pay more attention to the retopology process. I'm going to be using Retopoflow. If you guys are not aware, I also did a video about this one. I think it was on the helmet thing. I'll probably talk about this one later on as well. But just gonna click this one right here, and I'm just gonna do add active. So what Retopoflow is a plugin that comes with Blender. I actually think it's quite powerful. Like I would say it's a little bit more powerful than the Quadro method from Maya. So I really like this one. It even gives you like a scene so that you can save on top of, and there's a couple of ways in which you can do it. I usually like doing this poly pen, which is a lot like easier to work with, and it's very simple. You just press Control to add a point, and then you start adding points, as you can see right there. And I actually have mine set over here on the poly pen thing. I have it set to quad only, so it's only going to be drawing quads. Okay, so again, I just click Control, and as you can see, I'm adding one quad right here. This is the first part where I want to talk about like topology. Whenever you see a change in silhouette in your object, you definitely want to capture that on your low polys. As you can see right there, since we're changing from this like band to the boot, there definitely has to be a little bit of a shelf to catch all of the detail. If we just leave it straight, yes, we're going to catch the detail, but it's not going to look as good. This, of course, depends on the amount of polygons that you might need or you might be allowed when working on these things. But usually there should be enough polygons for you to do this. Now, see this one right here? This is another important point. I'm gonna have one right there and then another one right here, and the reason is we need to capture this piece right here. I might actually go with the knife tool and just add like from here to there to have like more points, and then I like to use the tweak option, which is like a brush, to just like move this thing around. Now here we could definitely just like solve this issue with this point right here, but this is one of those positions where adding a little bit more geometry might be beneficial for us. So I'm actually going to start pushing the points so that we can create this nice little like square shape like this. Very important, as you can see, that we're moving the points on top as well so that they're not super stressed. That's one of the secrets about like good topology, is making sure that we don't stress things as much. So yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna go back to loops, and let me add just one loop right there, because it was looking a little bit too low poly. You can see that one right there. I'm also gonna go into tweak mode again. Just move this one over here, and there we go. Cool. So now once we keep going over here, let's go with the poly pen. I'm gonna click like here. As you can see, that's the square. That's a square, and then we just bridge it there. There we go. I'm gonna click here. That's the square that I'm looking for. You can of course press again the tweak button here to move these guys around. And topology, unfortunately, is one of those things that's time consuming. There's no easy way to do this. There's a lot of very cool tools. One that was one of my favorites when I was a student was Topogon, and they recently like re-released Topogon with like a new beat and stuff, but it's now a little bit pricier, and back then you didn't have options such as the ones that we have in Maya nowadays. So it's one of those things that I don't use as much anymore. But if you want to give it a try, or if you want me to give it a try, let me see if I can get like a trial key or something. See here, we also have like a couple of steps right there, so it's very important that we add enough divisions there so that we capture all of this detail right there. Let's keep going with the poly pen, and as you can see, I'm also trying to keep the same sort of like distance. Like I'm just doing one poly loop across the whole thing, even if later on we're gonna be modifying that. Let's push some of these guys back there. Again, we want to capture the silhouette. This is the main advantage of using softwares and plugins such as this ones, is that the poly points or the vertices will actually like stick to the geometry, right? Like that's what makes the retopology process as precise. The fact that we can stick to the points very, very nicely, as you can see right there. Now comes the point where we definitely want to have things be as symmetrical as possible. So if we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are missing 1, which tells me that, hey, you know what? Like if you need to, we can push some of these vertices around a little bit, and then with my loop tool, just add 1 loop right there. And that way things are going to be a little bit cleaner or nicer. For this part right here, I think with the polypen, we should be able to connect those two as well. Do we have the bridge patch tool? There we go. 1, 2, 1, and just hit enter. There we go. So yeah, that's it. As you can see, we have all of this section ready. Now is where I would give you the advice of work smart and not hard. Whenever you're doing retopology, you definitely want to be working smart, not hard. And what do I mean by that is we can actually create a poly loop or a line that matches the same amount of points that we have over here to what we have up here. So for instance, if I go here to the strokes option and I press Control and I just draw, you're gonna see that we draw these points right here, 5 points. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points from this like center line all the way here. So we can go 5 points right there. Okay. And again, we can tweak this. This is drawing vertices, of course. And then we go back to the patches tool and we select 5 to 5. Just hit enter and there we go. So instead of having to manually draw all of those points as you saw there, it's a lot easier to just use these tools right here. Now on this one, for instance, we can do the same thing, or we can just go back to the poly pen and just like draw like 1 point there, 1 point there. And as you can see, it immediately tries to find the connections. Let's hit Control, Control. There we go. And then with this ones, we can just go back to the patches. By the way, you can use 1, 2, 3, and 4 to jump between this ones if you are working. I've mentioned this before. I hate whenever I mention this, but it's one of those tricks that has really helped me. I use this MMO like mouse things. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this one, but if people who play MMOs like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy and stuff like that, having this sort of mouses with a lot of buttons on the sides, it's really helpful because you can map all of your actions. Back in the day, I used to play with this one, the Razer Naga, which was really good, but it became quite expensive and the quality dropped like quite heavily. So lately, I've been using this one, the G600 from Logitech, and it's really good. So all of my numbers are mapped like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I even control some of my OBS things with the mouse. Super, super handy. Like that's one of the pieces of hardware that I recommend because it really has increased my my speed when working with these things. So I'm gonna go back to the strokes right here, and we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. So we're gonna start right here. Actually, let me start right here all the way to there. But we only have 5. Well, you can actually, I believe, yeah. If you press Shift and middle mouse with the scroll wheel, you can modify the number of segments. So there we go, 6 segments, and then we go to patches. And we select like all of those patches, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can see, we get that. Now again, with a shift and middle mouse, you can decide how many like options you want there. I just want 1, and I'm just going to hit enter. And again, with my tweak button, here's where we're gonna start like moving some of this lines around, so that we get a better flow of the topology, right? Something like this. Now here's where you need to pay attention to the topology of the object itself. So for instance, here I can see that there's like a ridge right here. It's very soft, right? But it's there. So I'm gonna try to push or place some of these points on that specific ridge so that we get a better result. I'm gonna go back with patches. Let's do 1 and 2, enter, and then 1 and 2. Oh, careful there, enter. Again, 1, 2. That's like the bridge tool, really handy. And there we go. So as you can see now, my full mesh is getting ready. Now, if I were to bring this thing all the way down here, like on this section, you can see that the topology here is actually changing a little bit, right? So we can definitely bring some of this in. I'm gonna use again my strokes element. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do like this, 6. You can see it goes right there, and then I'm gonna do 6 right here as well. There we go. Now, when you use this one, like I just did, as you can see, we get more polygons. We can again press Shift and middle mouse to reduce the amount here. But I think 3 is actually really good. Oh, let's go here, like this, so that we really capture that sort of like concave surface right here. Yes, this is definitely making our the amount of points like bigger, but it's gonna work for us. Now, as we were counting, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 from here. So again, we go to our patches tool and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to give it one more. I'm going to hit enter. There we go. And here is very important that we go back to the tweak option. And if we're following, if you're using this face to follow the border of the like leather effect right there, we definitely need to push this right here. So let's bring all of these points all the way over here. I do believe the tweak has like an option right here. Brush options. Yeah, so the strength here. So if you feel like you're not moving as fast as you would like with this one, just make sure to change the strength. There we go. And this one, of course, is going to be on this other side like this. And that way we keep it really clean. Really, really clean right there. Now, you can also see that we're needing a couple more polygons over here to get a better effect. One thing I definitely want to do, so I want to see if I can merge 2 of these guys, because we've been working with only what's the word, with only quads, but this is one of those especially this part right here, it's one of those places where adding a couple of triangles is not a bad idea. Triangles are not bad, and they can help us quite a bit. But actually, let me go to polypen. I'm gonna go here, and there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. So that should be working quite nice. Cool. So yeah, I don't think we can add any triangles here. Let me check real quick. Let me go into the documentation real quick. Okay, so I found it. It's actually quite easy. The only thing we need to do is you select an edge and you press X, and then you collapse edge and faces. And as you can see, we create a triangle right there. So quite handy, to be honest. And again, as I mentioned, triangles are not bad. We can use them. So again, X, and then just collapse edges and faces. That way we get this very, very cool pattern that's capturing very nicely the silhouette of the boot. So let's keep on going over here. I am going to go again with my strokes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to start right here and draw right there. And let's do Shift 6. And we're going to do patches. And we're going to bring the patches all the way up here at 2 and hit enter. There we go. Now see this orange line right here? That tells me that the vertices are not connected, I think. Kind of looks like a weird element right there. And let me show you why I know that. I'm gonna go here and let's exit the Retopoflow. There we go. Now if I go, let's turn off the boot for just a second. And if we go here and we grab one vertex and move it, G, you can see that the vertices are not like welded together, right? So we definitely need to weld them together. There's a couple of ways to do it. We can do it right here with vertex, and then I believe it is, give me just one second. It's just here on mesh, and then we go merge, add center. There we go. So grab this once, mesh, merge, add center, or the shortcut M. And there we go. Now if we grab this vertex right here, A, M, add center. There we go. Maybe I didn't select both of them properly, but there you go. Now as when we combine them, they're ready. So we're gonna go back here. I'm gonna select this one. Let's go back to Retopoflow, and let's do create new target, add active. Let's just wait for this to set up again. I should say, by the way. There we go. And we just select the, let's go to general. Where is it? Selection. Nope. There we go. It almost crashed, and I just saved real quick there. So yeah, now we can just continue working on the retopology. So let's go to another one of the complex areas, like this one right here. So following a very similar approach to what we have on this side, we're gonna continue with the, we're gonna be bringing these things down, but then like trying to capture this detail, right? So I'm gonna go with my polypen. I'm gonna start like, let's just click anywhere else. And then here, shift, control, sorry. There we go. Let me tweak this a little bit, because we always want to keep this sort of like etched together. Let's go back to the polypen. That works. And then here, as you can see, we use squares first. And then once we have the squares, again, we use our tweak tool, and we start pushing these guys down. And for instance, this guy right here, we're just gonna collapse the edge. Oh, not that one. Let's go to our polypen, just select that one, X, and collapse the edges. There we go. Let's just move this one right there. You can also click here and just move it like that, and it works perfectly fine. There we go. Let's grab that one, push it to the side. I'm gonna go back to polypen. Just click here, like there. There we go. Let's go here. There we go. There we go. And this one will eventually keep going, of course, down here. There's another like tricky area right there. You can see a lot of volume change, and that's the secret of retopology. We always want to capture the silhouette of the object, so that when we do the bakes eventually inside of Substance Painter, we get a really nice result. Here we can go to patches and just like patch like from here and here, from here, here, and here, and then from here, and here. There we go. Click here, just move a couple of things around. There you go. Now see how the topology is getting a little bit too stressed on this area right here? That immediately tells me that we need an extra polygon right here. But I don't want this extra polygon on this area to go all the way to this area, because we already have enough geometry on this side. So here's a very cool trick that you can do. We can go into selection here. Let's go number 3. Select, and I'm gonna dissolve the face. So technically, the face should be gone. Only faces. Hey, face. Why is it not deleting it? Let's go to tweak. Because what I want to do is I want to use a loop tool here and insert it, but again, I don't want to go all the way there. So, it's very weird. That's not letting me dissolve the face. Give me just 1 second here. There we go. I had to do a little bit of digging there, but yeah, just for everyone wondering, the way to do this, you actually need to go into Polypen. I thought you could also access 3tweak, but no, it's on Polypen, and then Polypen allows you, as you can see, to select like different parts of the mesh, and if you select the face and you press X, you can delete only the faces, and there we go. So now, when I insert the edge loop that I was going for, we get this. And as you can see, this edge loop is going a little bit in a nicer way throughout the geometry of the element. And we can also do the same thing here. Like, see how that ridge is popping out right there? That tells me that I need a little bit more geometry. Otherwise, we're not going to be capturing the detail. But again, I don't want the geometry to go everywhere. So we go back to Polypen. We select like where the ridge starts, which is like right about here. Let's delete that face. And then with the loop, we're going to insert an edge loop that goes right there. As you can see now, that edge loop is being pushed up, and we're getting a better silhouette overall. Now what we need to do is we need to fix these things right here. And here's where the knife comes into play, because we can go from here and just cut right there at the center. And now we can just like join these two guys together. Same thing here. You can say, hey, you know what? Like I need one connection point for this one, right? So let's just add one like right here, and let's go like up there. And that's it. Now we go again into Polypen, for instance, or the patches tool. Grab these two guys and just bridge those together. And same on this side right here. So you want to try to be as close as possible to the geometry of your elements, while still keeping the general flow of the elements. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think I'm gonna stop it right here. This covers like the basics of the topology process. Let me know in the comments if you want me to keep going with this one, because it's definitely like another 20 or 30 minutes of retopology process. The one thing I can definitely tell you is, for instance, like down here, here's where the strokes really work, because we can go like say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go like all around the shoe right here. That's 9 points. That's perfect. And then we just draw another one. And there we go. We're definitely gonna keep it just on one side, and that saves a lot of time. So that's why, again, I really like this new tool. Well, it's not new, but this tool right here allows for really fast retopology, as you can see right here. Let's give it another go there. There you go. It's having a little bit of an issue there because it's seeing the other geometry. So there we go. And at any point, we can just like use our tweak brush again and just like relax some of these points. So big areas like this, super easy to retopologize. As you can see, we're following things very nicely in a nice way. We're capturing the detail. Other more tricky areas, like the ones that we saw right there, could be a little bit more complicated. And but yeah, that's it. Just keep in mind that in order for you to go back to working on this one, because as you can see right now, like we're having a nice reconstruction here, but it's not done yet. If you want to go back, you need to go into vertex mode, and then over here on the retopo thing, just click this one right here, and we're just gonna go back into the retopo menu, because if you try doing the thing that we did at the beginning, you're gonna create a new geometry. Just keep that in mind. Again, let me know in the comments if you want to see the rest of this element. And remember, guys, we are giving away 1,000 courses to whoever subscribes to our mailing list. So if you haven't seen this one, check this one out. Hey guys, Abraham here. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for your continued support towards the channel. And thanks to that, today we're giving away to 1,000 lucky winners the full ZBrush character likeness course by Victor Yamakado. In this course, Victor will share with you all of the tips, tricks, and techniques that he uses to create amazing looking characters. If that's something you're interested in, if you want to bring your ZBrush level to the next step, then make sure to check down here in the description of this video and input your email address and a name that we can use to get the course to you. We promise not to spam your inbox. We're only going to be sharing important information about our courses, our classes, and all of the cool information that you need for your 3D journey. And again, thank you very much, guys. Make sure to click on the link. Only the first 1,000 subscribers will get this course, so quickly go there and check that one out. Also, remember that every single like, share, and comment helps us, so thank you again for your continued support, and let's go back to the video. And there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video today. I know it was a little bit of we had a couple of hiccups along the way. It's all learning processes, everything, but this is a really powerful tool. I encourage you guys to get to know it, because it's really powerful, and you can do retopology a lot faster than in Maya. So yeah, thank you very much. Leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you back on the next one. Bye bye.